Jon Jones, back in the testing pool. For a White House fight? Jon Jones is officially back in the USADA testing pool, and he's already making headlines. Just days after Donald Trump teased a UFC event at the White House, Jon posted a cryptic message saying, "Fighting at the White House," followed by, "Just re-entered the testing pool." But here's the kicker. He shared a fan photo showing him standing over a knocked-out Tom Aspinall with the caption, "I like this." Is Jon teasing the White House or a showdown with Aspinall? Maybe both. Balal Muhammad goes off on Ian Garry. Balal Muhammad just lit up Ian Garry with a ruthless Instagram call-out.
Ian Garry out here trying to do Conor cosplay with Dollar Tree trash talk. Bro, your lines hit softer than your jab. You sound like a teenager who just discovered McGregor highlight reels. You want to outbox me? Try out talking me. First, without embarrassing yourself. Until then, go back to rehearsing in the mirror. Maybe one day your trash talk will be as sharp as your barber's fade.
Ian Garry claps back hard. Ian Garry did not wait at all to respond. He posted his own video saying he's already agreed to fight both Balal and Sean Brady.
Balal Muhammad is continuing to call out Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman has said himself that he's not fighting anytime soon. So why does he keep calling him out? Because he's avoiding me. He's now started to mention Sean Brady's name again, a man who he's already knocked out. Imagine calling out someone you've already knocked out. Here's the truth. Had Balal beat JDM, he would be fighting me in his hometown of Chicago. So do the right thing. Don't let your hometown down and accept the fight in Chicago. I'll see you soon.
Dustin Poirier quietly gearing up for war. While all the talk was online, Dustin Poirier was putting in work behind the scenes. He released footage of his camp for UFC 318, where he's set to face Max Holloway. Moicano wants a loser retires fight with Chandler. Renato Moicano just threw down a wild challenge. He wants Michael Chandler in a fight where the loser retires.
Yeah, who you want to fight next?
Man, I'll be completely honest with you. The oldest guy on the division, brother.
Who's the oldest guy?
Not Dariush?
Michael Chandler, bro.
Michael Chandler, my brother. I think that fight makes a lot of sense.
There's not a better time for that fight right now.
That is not a better time.
Yeah.
That is not a better time for the fight. I have been talking for Chandler for so long.
Yeah.
And if I lose to him, brother, I will have to myself. That's the I think that's a
How about this, bro? Renato Moicano versus Michael Chandler, loser retires.
100%. Sign the contract, my brother.
Joshua Van says, "I'm ready." Van is only 23, but he's not here for the slow climb. Critics keep saying he's not ready for a title shot against Alexander Pantoja. Van's response, speaking to MMA Fighting Van, said, "You know how the fans are like, Joshua Van is not ready? I see all the comments and things like that. We win the fight. Now people are saying I'm not ready for the title fight and this and that. What are they gonna say when we win that belt? We're just trying to stay in our lane and grind, like we did every fucking day. He's beating all the guys, but styles make fights. Like I said, everybody that Brandon Royval fought, he beat, except for the champion, and I beat him. I'm always confident. I just don't like hugging another man in a fight. That's the reason why y'all don't see my ground game. But when it comes to a couple of fights where I got hurt, I take people down. I've got it in my back pocket. When it's time to use it, I use it. Who do you see in the UFC that can hold me down?" All my previous fights, they took me down, but what happened? It's just an opinion at the end of the day. I know they're going to ask me the question over and over and over again.
Like, what do you think? Can you defend his takedowns? Like, if I didn't think I could defend it, do you think I'd be willing to fight him? Things like that.
Of course, me and my team, we believe in ourselves, we believe in our work, and I believe my coaches will find a way for me to beat the champ. Shout out to both him and Kai, but I feel like Kai showed too much respect. I don't know if he was hurt going into that fight or something, but I don't think Kai fought the way that he fought before. Who knows? Not everybody is 100% on that fight day.
I don't know what happened to him, but I don't think he fought his fight, and he just made it easy for Pantoja.
They'll always find a way to say you're not ready. Just imagine how the f*** am I in the UFC fighting and not knowing no ground. Can you even imagine that shit? Like, I've got to know a little bit. I think I'll be ready come fight day.
Daniel Cormier says Ilia Topuria is pound for pound number one.
I talked to Arman Sarukian yesterday, and he said to me it was expected that Ilia would beat Charles Oliveira. So that has no bearing on the entire thing. The fact that he won a fight that many say he was supposed to, I get it. But I must say this, I agree. I think pound for pound is, does your fighting style translate weight classes? We saw by knocking out Volkanovski, by knocking out Holloway, his fighting style is effective at 145. Before he started as a bantamweight, it was effective there because he's undefeated. Now he's the lightweight champion. I agree. I think that at this point, he is number one pound for pound because he has shown that his fighting style, regardless of the weight class, is effective. But not only effective, Dino, he is knocking dudes out. So the power has followed him up to lightweight as it was at 140.
Gaethje calls Topuria cocky, wants to KO him next. Justin Gaethje's got his sights set on Ilia Topuria. On a recent podcast, he called Ilia cocky and said he'd love to knock him out.
Fight between Topuria and Oliveira, and who would you rather fight for the belt?
I don't care who wins. I just want to fight the winner. Topuria's, the big name right now, cocky. I would love to knock him out, but Oliveira beat me, so I want to fight him again. So I don't give a who wins. I hope one of them is put to sleep, and I get to fight the winner in November in Madison Square Garden.
Dan Henderson kicked out Sean Strickland? Dan Henderson just dropped a bomb. He says he kicked Sean Strickland out of his gym.
You maybe had to tell him he couldn't come back to the gym. I'm talking about Sean Strickland. What happened with him training with you?
He would got in a little, argument matches all the time with, some of the guys that thought he was going too hard. And then he would go online and talk about him, and he did it a little bit too much, just more socially. I didn't care what happened in the room. When you send it out to, everybody to hear all that I'm like, it's just disrespectful for your training partners, guys that are in there training with you to help you out as well. He just did it too many times. I warned him a bunch and then finally just said, hey, dude, you got to go. But he was a good training partner, and I enjoyed having him in there and liked having a guy that, is in there that goes hard.
Strickland responded, denying the story, but admitting he joked on teammates, especially when they skipped sparring to do yoga. Classic Strickland KO.